Hey there guys, Jared Boyd here. I hope you're doing well. A quick video just to run you through your investment risk profile questionnaire. A couple of things you should know before completing these questions. 10 questions just to help guide you on your investment strategy. This isn't the final outcome of your investment strategy. It's merely a helping guide. So helping you make informed investment decisions for your retirement. Why does this matter? Anyone's risk profile helps align their investments with their comfort level and their retirement goals. So it ensures that their portfolio balances growth and security assets based on their needs. So the different types of investments within an investment strategy or within a super fund. You've got growth assets and you've got defensive assets. Growth being shares, property, international shares. They're all generally higher risk, higher return. That's how they're classified. Defensive assets, you've got cash, term deposits, bonds, which are classified lower risk, lower return. So growth assets helps you grow your money over the long term. Even we still need growth in retirement, otherwise we'll run out of money too quick. While defensive assets gives you the security that the money we're going to draw on first to pay you your living costs, your income to live off. So a bit of a graph down here, you've got cash, and we can expect a return of 0.5% to 1.5% based on this graph. Then you've got government bonds and corporate bonds. You can expect returns 1 to 2.5% from them on average per annum. Bear in mind, this is in an environment of lowering interest rates, so you can get a little bit more out of that typically. And then we've got listed property and equities, which is shares. They're the two growth assets, anywhere from 8.5% to 10% return on average each year from those. Now, the importance of diversifying a good portfolio. So just quickly looking at this graph down here, you've got two investments, X and Y. One does well and the other one performs badly at that same time. And then the one that does badly does better next time around, and the one that performed well doesn't perform as well that next year, for example. But averaging the two of them together, you get a lot more of a smoother line being Z. So a diversified portfolio means when one asset underperforms, others perform well. It helps smooth out the ride, especially during market volatility. Share market volatility. The share market experiences ups and downs more than any other of the assets. But when there is a market drop or a crash, to use that term, which I don't like to use, it generally recovers on average after a decent drop in 3 to 5 years. So example, the global financial crisis, if you have a look at this graph here, we've got the subprime lending crisis emerges, which is in 2008, and this was the market dropping down there, and then it recovered pretty well, not quite to the top of where it was, but it recovered pretty quickly from 2007 to 2010. And then over here we've got the COVID pandemic. You can see it crashed very sharply there, and then it recovered once again pretty quickly within 3 to 4 months, 6 months, depending on where you're looking at it from. But they are the big crashes in the last 30 years, and that's how long they've taken to recover. So patience is key with growth investments. They will reward you over time. And what is that reward? That reward is confidence you're not going to run out of money and more money each year in retirement to live off, to travel, to gift, to do whatever you want it to do. So another graph that I love is this one here. Decide what you're going to focus on when it comes to the share market, investing for the long term? Are you going to focus on the days, the volatility that can occur from each day, or focus on the decades? Now, building a retirement strategy for you. We want a nice balance between defensive and growth assets. Bucket 1 within your super fund is going to have a certain allocation to defensive assets, the cash term deposits, for example. Rule of thumb, you might have 5 years of income that you're going to live off in that bucket. Then bucket 2, you can afford to invest in more long-term, higher growth, higher volatile assets because you don't need to touch this money for at least 5 years. And this strategy is great to extend the life of your retirement savings by not having to sell shares at a bad time, potentially. Now, a lot of people don't realise that when you don't make a decision in your super fund, you get put into the default option. The default option is generally a balanced investment anyway. And that typically consists, depending on different super funds, anywhere from 50% to 70% in your growth assets. So when you're completing this questionnaire, just keep that in mind. Now we've got some case studies for you. The purpose of this is to give you an idea of how your money can be impacted, how it can run out quicker just by choosing a different investment strategy. So we've got the same person, but choosing a different investment strategy over these 2 different case studies. Now this person is single, age 65, have just retired, $600,000 in super, no other assets. They're drawing $60,000 per year indexed to inflation, so it's going up each year as expenses rise. And this first one is the balanced investment strategy, assuming a return of 6.5% every year. And in this scenario, where they're drawing out $60,000 from their $600,000 in super, the money lasts until age 91. Now this includes age pension, so they're getting both money from their super, which is the purple line, and age pension. And the money runs out at 91. That's a good outcome. Now the second case study, the only thing that we've changed from this is the return. So they've gone to a conservative strategy, getting a 4% return. So it's dropped from 6.5% to 4%, drawing out the same amount. The super lasts to age 84, so 7 years earlier. So the risk of running out of money while they're still alive potentially increases dramatically. Now someone's risk profile is never the same throughout their life journey. It may change, so it's always a good thing to review your risk profile and adjust it accordingly. And that's part of our service. Next steps, fill out the questionnaire. It should only take a few minutes. Don't spend too much time analysing each answer. Stick with your gut feel for what your first response would be, and we'll go from there. Thank you.